Good morning, fellow Nigerians across the globe. As you already know, I am George Onyibe. Of course, based on experience, extensive study, knowledge, born out of curiosity, to understand the things that are there but pretend not to be there. Having seen cool-minded individuals, bunch of intellectual people all around us, people who confesses positive, but they are the embodiment of negativity. It is important that we point our people to the right direction. And so, considering what we are going through as Nigerians, because this message is dedicated to fellow Nigerians, most especially the supposed minority. If you look closely, you will notice there are trends that is orchestrated by some cabals, some league. Not every one of us know. And based on the simple fact that most of us are simple-minded individuals, we fall for them. Let me explain. We wake up one day and every Nigerian, young and old, naive or ignorant, understand that a lot of things is wrong with the structure of Nigeria. Not just talking about political imbalance. Even the constitution of Abdulsalami Abubakar is imposed on Nigeria, and they knew this truth. A lot of things has gone wrong, we know. But how do we solve this problem? The people who can solve this problem are benefiting from this problem. And the people who can solve this problem that has not benefited, they orchestrate a process. And so there was a time, somebody like Nnamdi Kanu, one tout who could not finish secondary school, burst on the radio Biafra, supported of course by a lot of progressive-minded Igbo people. I cannot explain further more than that. But it was obvious they began to sing just to instigate Nigerians against each other. But the slogan was, we want Biafra, because Igbos are marginalized. We all bought to it, because in the end, we were expecting sincere, transparent, and genuine restructure of Nigeria, where everybody can be the author of their destiny. But despite all the truth he has said regarding how Nigerian is run, but he was worse than Nigeria. That Nnamdi Kanu and his IPOB, they are worse than Nigeria. There is no comparison. And that is why Uchuka Fomefo, the deputy of Nnamdi Kanu, simply said, because you people have betrayed nature, you betrayed your people, all of you will disintegrate into tiny, tiny groups. You will end up as criminals. And it's there today. And so why did I bring it up? There are people out there trying to change narratives. When Goodluck Ebele Jonathan was in office, America did not rest because he was incompetent. He can't handle terrorism. He is not doing anything. He is happy they are killing Hausa people. We all know the truth. That Goodluck is a just president by accident. But he did well. I could say aside Yaradua, who died in office, the next president that has human heart, I can look at and consider them as human beings, is Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. But he was mesmerized. Some pastors were protesting against him. All those wide-mouthed people, I'm not hearing your voice now, but we failed. Obama helped us to chase Goodluck out of office, and this is where we are. And the poet will say, the dim past and the future mingles. That enable us hope and aspiration. And here we are, sitting on the fence. We are not going forward, we are not going backward, because there are a lot of criminal elements who want to hold us down. They dictate what happened already, just that you have not known it. We can shift from there and go to Buhari. They started complaining, Buhari is wicked, Buhari corruption fighting. We saw the corruption he fought. And finally, we thought we have relief. And Tinubu is here. And I'm sure you are enjoying the Tinubu. And so it would have been obvious that all of us will come out, because there are congregation already targeted on Tinubu. Igbo and Hausa are trying to form alliance to fight Yoruba, not leadership. This is the problem we have in Nigeria. And so in the coming days, you will see P2B aligned with Muhammadu Buhari. Muhammadu Buhari will announce with Ohanaeze Ndigbo, and then maybe El-Rufai will align with the World Igbo Congress. This is not politics. This is war. It's wickedness. Because this is our Nigeria. And if this is our Nigeria, a father cannot kill the wife to win the affection of the children. And the mother cannot kill the father to win the affection of the children. Neither should the children kill their mother nor their father for approval. When somebody have to die for another person to live, it becomes unhealthy. And so looking at the political arena, for instance, as far as Nigeria is concerned, it's just about it's Hausa turn, it's Yoruba turn, it is Fulani turn. And this Hausa, Yoruba and Igbo turn, the fight is orchestrated, the war is waged by the blood of the innocent. If you don't know, look at the body language. Let me spell it out. The truth here is that President Ahmed Bola Tinubu, no, he cannot trust Igbo people. And neither can he trust Hausa people if he must spend 8 years there. And so his closest ally, whether they are qualified or they are not qualified, number one, Yoruba people. Check his appointment. More of Yoruba. But who am I to condemn him? That is the pattern. Somewhere along the line. You can only fight to stop it when you have best alternative. I'm coming. And then having selected a cross-section of Yoruba people, he moved on and looked at minority. He gave position to key offices to minority. Onyeso Wike there should not have been there. Godswill Akpabio should not have been there. Because that place belonged to Igbo people before now. And so he's like minority at best. And so after his Yoruba, South is enjoying some key position today. You want me to be happy, but it's okay. Because when his own tenure is over, that is what Hausa people have been doing, and in fact, Igbo people did it when they have the opportunity. Go and look at the record of Agu Yorosi and Chukwuemeka Odimegwu. They did the same thing. And so it has been about these three people. And what they use to support what they are doing is the blood of the minorities, as they call us. And then for this reason is the only reason I am bringing this message. Maybe it will make you begin to think in the direction you have not been thinking. Because somewhere along the line, they want us to be shouting, oh, Tinubu is evil, Tinubu is evil. But the truth is that if we don't pray harder, when Tinubu is gone, you will know that Tinubu is a saint. Because it can only get worse until you open your eyes. And that is the reason why I say today, Biafra agitation saga is coming down because everybody knows they are criminal. They don't protest the interest of anybody. They have moved in obedient movement. You can see what P2B is doing every day. He's a condolence president looking for who to complain about. You know, he has a voice in Nigeria. So when they destroy his brother's house in Lagos and now come and say, oh, they have destroyed my brother's house. Oh, Lagos people destroy my brother's house. As I'm talking to you now, they hate Ndibo. Why did they destroy his brother? But go to Edo State. Army is destroying people's house. Why has Nigeria not told us why the army in Edo State is destroying some houses? What am I trying to say? If they destroy his brother's house, and he has a voice in Nigeria to complain, let him also complain about the houses that are being demolished in Edo State. At least if it's Delta State, they will say they kill Ame. If the Edo people kill Ame, and that is why they are doing it, well, it's uncalled for. We cannot say anything. But if you are dragging the land with the owners of the land, and because of you have authority and you want to misplace them, my brother, kingdom rise and kingdom fall. And so, at the end of the day, obedient movement is no longer gathering momentum, except to lie. These same people embarking on cultural genocide, they are now saying everybody is Igbo. Everybody is Igbo. This is a serious matter. But I know not every one of you will understand. It's a serious matter that we cannot sleep over. It is dangerous. You don't know their intention. We want unity. But in the midst of this unity, for us to be able to enjoy the true benefit of unity in diversities, there are certain boundaries we should not cross. And that is why I want us to look at this message I simply titled, Our Culture, Our Tradition, Our Value System, they are all our heritage that must be protected by every means necessary. Now let's look at those words. You talk about culture. Culture, behavior of a people. You talk about tradition, the way of life of a people. You talk about value, the principle that governs, align the culture and the tradition. And then when you talk about heritage, it encompasses all of them. They did not come on a platter of gold. I may not be able to comprehensively present this message to you in a more educative way, but let's just give it out as a story. But understand and take notice of the key words there. When we say protect your culture, tradition, heritage, and your value system, which the expansionists, this Igbo Biafra embarking on Igbo unification project, invariably cultural genocide is embarking on. I want you to take notice of the following things. If you look at the world you know today, you will know that history has been rewritten. And the information of your ancestors you have becomes a primordial influence, a tool that shapes the future of your people. Without knowing where you are coming from, believe me, you don't know where you are going to. And so in the eras of the Greeks, the Persians, the Babylonians, they understand the Romans. When they conquer a city, they will erase their history, the memory of their ancestors. They will destroy everything about those people. And watch every country that has suffered this cultural genocide. They never come back. It's over. That is why you will never hear about Philistines. Are they not the Palestinians? Because I'm not too sure. Before they are Philistines. What about all those names in the Bible? What about all this African, for instance? Is our name Africa? Only few African people were able to preserve their culture. Is our name Africa? Today we are proudly calling ourselves Africa. A name we don't even know the meaning. A name that did not originate for us, because culturally, their genocide have been completed. And so there are few Africans that truly know our history. And when they talk about it, it doesn't go anywhere. And one of them, I should say, is Ethiopia. And that was why all the countries in Africa, it's only Ethiopia that was not colonized. But they did make a comeback for them later. Ethiopia stand their ground because by culture they have their calendar. By culture they have their own way of life. They knew the truth. They still stand tall among black nations across the globe till today. And if you want to have access to any remaining history of Africans, go there. Because without your culture, without your heritage, without your tradition, you have no future. Let me first of all explain to you that the reason we are coming against this thing is simple. If we are dog, let us be dog, because this is who the Creator said that we are. And if we are wolf, we have to live like a wolf, guarded by the principle. But it becomes stupid when we are eagle and we settle to be a chicken. It doesn't make sense. But you will know that you are eagle. An eagle so high and you're not a fish. Because when a fish or eagle begin to get the mentality of a fish, you want to go and swim. Believe me, it will drown. And even though you are a dog, and dogs can swim, but yet it can't take a dive. Because if you had the mentality that, yes, I can swim, so I am a fish, the dog will drown. And so when you are Igbo man, they are telling you are Igbo because of the similarity. My brother, dog and wolf are not the same thing. Eagle and kite are not even the same thing. So Agbo and Igbo are not the same thing. If you accept it, you will be drowned. And the drowning in this instance is that you will never know where you are heading to. You don't know what the future will hold for you anymore. Ikwere is not Agbo. Ikwere is Ikwere and they are not Igbo. And Anyocha is Anyocha, they are not Ndokwa. And Ndokwa is Ndokwa, they are not Osimili. We respect these boundaries because there is something unique about every one of us. Today, there are a lot of atrocity going on in our land. You can't stop them because our culture, tradition, and value system have been compromised. Because most of you don't understand why we keep hammering on this issue in a time like this. Let me explain further. If you look at data of Nigerians and how many that are being slaughtered on a daily basis, it will amaze you. And then we begin to wonder, in those days of juju, hear me very well, in those days of juju, proper juju, not okite, not a Yahoo native doctor, I have seen You know, when people boast of power, just look at them. I have seen power. I have handled power. And those in authority, police knew, DSS knew, all of them knew. But you are ignorant. They are telling you they are fake, they are this one. There are powers. There are powers. Let me explain something to you. When we were doing Biafra, and DSS arrested me, there was something that happened, and I knew they were testing power. When I got in their facility, they say, pull your shirt. I pull my shirt. They say, you get anything for body? I say, no. They asked series of questions and they did one or two things. I know they were testing me, but I know myself. I am the ungifted. I know fit do juju for you, and you no go fit do juju for me. And now that I know it, I don't go about doing juju for people, but you do juju for me. You will use your hand and kill yourself. And this is who God has created me to be. I don't know if you understand. To those of you who have been doing juju, when I never use on a head carrier, and I never die for nothing. Of course, they don't die, so they know they hear me. You continue trying it. Because the divine principle that governs me is I don't kill people and nobody can kill me. And if I try to kill you, I will use my hand to kill myself. Because there is a power that shapes our way. This is who we are. Why am I bringing it up? There are powers. I went to the farm in those days with my uncle. And after walking for a very long time, he said, everybody park, we have to leave the farm now. Why did he say we should park? He want to draw rain. I know most of you don't believe in rainmakers anymore. We have a calabash pot in the farm. He went to the pantry and plucked the fresh palm leaf we call omo. He made some incantation and wiped that water that was in the calabash pot inside the farm. And in less than 1 hour, the whole cloud has been darkened. The next thing is rain. Rain fall at will. Rain fall heavily. Now let me explain to you. I have a younger brother who used to have cataract. And the cataract was taking over one of his eyes. There was a teaching hospital in Benin then. They said they was going to take him there to operation. And somebody from the village heard about it and said, no, we have the charm. We have the medicine. We have the juju. We have the otomokbo, whatever name you call it. Bring him to the village. They took my brother to the village at about 8 a.m. in the morning. And before 2 in the afternoon, they are back. No single cataract in his eyes again. Till today. Now, this is not juju, because I asked my younger brother, what did they do to you? He said they gave him fish we call bunga fish, that he should be chewing it because it's very sweet. The fish is sweet, very tasty. They told him what they want to add in his eye is very painful. To let him focus on the taste of the fish. And then they dropped some leaf, the liquid, into his eyes. It was painful. And then the cataract, the worm responsible for the cataract, started coming out from his eyes. So in less than 5 hours, a cataract that has taken over one eye was diffused, removed completely. There is no cataract in his eyes till tomorrow morning. I'm coming. There is something known as hernia. I have seen somebody who have hernia. They took him to the village. They gathered some pepperish substance and mixed them, pound them together, cut the hernia with this razor blade, bandage it and leave the person. In 7 days, hernia of 20 years was gone. And there was a time my pastor was suffering from pile. He has suffered for that pile for more than 25 years. He was managing it. And one day on official duty, he went to Australia. The moment they landed in Australia, he needed to use himself, the toilet, and the pile ruptured. He refused to go inside again. He couldn't come out of the bedroom. On emergency, they placed him on return plane to Nigeria. Because he was working for an oil company, I don't want to mention their name. And so they say return him immediately because he was an asset to them. And by the time he came back, they have landed him in the facility where they will operate him. And his father heard and said, no, they should not operate the guy. Let them manage the pain and bring him back home. That he was on his way. In less than 48 hours, They have arrived from the village. They brought some leaf that look like sugarcane leaf. They match this leaf and use it to rub the pile because the pile refused to go inside again. After rubbing it on this pile, constantly, repeatedly, they push it back. As I'm talking to you now, it's more than 17 years ago. Nothing like pile. These things are supposed to be our heritage. These things are part of our culture and tradition. And you people don't know we used to do operation when there was no medical doctor. And now, all these things were what our ancestors labored for. But the complication of becoming who you are not, we lose this knowledge. That is why I say, don't play with it. I am coming. Today, they will tell you cock and bull story. Oh, no, no juju. There is no juju. There is power and there is power. And those who have power are limited. In fact, they are not free because the rules there is much. We have sent powers. We have sent things. But all of them are gone. Why did I bring it up? You hear Fulani herdsmen will enter your village, kill everybody, or Boise Boko Haram, they call them, all these bandits, all these people, unknown gunmen. My brother, if it were 200 years ago, why are they not trying it? But look at today, we are running from the farm because one man is carrying cow. And I'm sure Tinubu is trying to give them land to come and do cow. What will you do? But they are not my concern. But it's our culture and tradition. If our culture and tradition, we were respecting it, we understand it's our heritage, we were protecting it, everybody upheld it and defend it, come. You will know that there are bush you don't enter. If you enter, you will not come out. We used to have evil forest. You think it's a joke? We used to have forest. If you enter there, your hand is not clean, you will not come back. You think it's a joke? We desecrate all of them by invaders, by people who deliberately want to destroy it. Now, let's look at it this way. There are people that manufacture bulletproof or DHE. It is African bulletproof or DHE. Go and watch all the native doctors that still have the charm. All of them are registered with the police. Now, registering with the police is not to preserve that culture, heritage, or whatever. Registering with the police is to help police catch the armed robber. But don't you think somewhere along the line, if this gift were meant to be used for what it is meant for, don't you think robbery will not be there? Because you don't know who have bulletproof. You will not be fast to shoot. There was a time I was small and snake was invoked to my community. They said we had misunderstanding with another village. So they invoked snake to our community. Everywhere was snake. And you know, I'm not sure they have medicine antidote for snake bite. Because before you can access it, you are dead. And what did you think our community did? They consulted their oracle according to custom tradition. They presented our heritage. There were some black substance like charcoal. They cut and put in our body. Every morning when we wake up, snake die. Because any snake that crosses us will die. Any snake that crosses us will die. And you think the 10th plague was just a Bible story? Why am I saying it? I can go on and on and on and on. Look at even the slightest one. So you know that they suffered, they labored, they worked on these things, they achieved it. And now somewhere along the line, because there are some unity beggars, we are destroying everything. Now let's come to the ordinary one. There is a soup we call okra soup. Eka metamafoto ekaka ofekaka if you are from my place. But let's look at okra. How do they know that you can take okra and grind it and make soup? Who told them you can add ogbono to make it draw the more? And how do they discover egusi or ugli and then said it's for soup? Have you ever thought about it? Did they come with the manual from their mother's womb? My brother, they labored for it. Somebody took gari, process it to akpu, convert it to lui, do it to gari. Inside gari, you have jebu gari, and then you have bender gari, and then you have ikwiri gari. You think they came with the manual? My brother, if you know the effort and sacrifice that was put in, that your village food you don't value for it to become real, maybe you will begin to see reason why you must protect your culture, your value system, which is your heritage. It's not a day job. I was asking a king, why did we choose to celebrate New Yam? And the king said to me, there was an era where we started eating yam, because yam can grow almost any time of the year if you create the enabling environment. People were just eating yam, and anytime they harvest yam, a lot of people will begin to die. It was the native doctor that carried out forensic investigation and discovered that if you harvest yam earlier and not exposing it to the sun at a particular time and you eat it, it's going to kill you. That's your yam. It will kill you because it contains a very poisonous chemical. And so they must wait for the yam to get to a particular period of time when that chemical must have gone. And then they will go and test the yam. And by the time they have carried this experiment like 5 years, they've caught the secret. My brother, do you know how many people died before we know the day to feast New Yam Festival? But most of you are undermining those traditions and culture. So when they say it's Iriji, you think it's going to Iriji in Germany. You think it's about Iriji in America. Is it thanking God? Is it thanking God? It's not thanking God. This would have been a moment of reflection to know that our fathers were not naive. They didn't have your medical doctor as it is operated in the Western, but they knew how to survive, how to live, how to fend for themselves. You do not know the price they pay to gather these things. But here you are, on a platter of good. You go to the market, you order for things that were there but never existed. Oh, give me a gusi. Oh, give me a wedu. Oh, give me a four. Oh, give me ofuri. Oh, give me this one. Do you know how many people that have died? Did you know how many resources that is wasted there before these things come? And so anytime we are doing New Yam Festival, we're supposed to thank God on behalf of our ancestors who have given them wisdom to discuss something like that. And that is when you will begin to see that we have a lot of things that we need to celebrate. Let us assume Hausa people have the charm for Odeshi, knife will not enter. Let us assume Yoruba people have the charm of bulletproof, gun will not enter. Let us assume Igbo people have the charm of using ordinary hand to climb palm tree. Let us assume Bini people have the power to fly in the daytime. Believe me, they do fly in the daytime. And then let us assume Abo people are witches and wizards. My brother, you call them witchcraft. But what you did not understand is because it is geared towards negativity, you think they are evil. It's a witchcraft. Ironically, you enter aircraft. If you want to know that aeroplane is a juju, I beg, buy palm oil, put it in a bottle, don't wrap it, put it inside that aeroplane. That aeroplane will not fly. I said take palm oil. Go and ask pilot or those in the aviation sector. So that is why when you want to fly your palm oil, they will bandage it, towel it, blanket it, so that plane will not perceive it. Because that witchcraft you call aircraft will not fly. Or you don't understand that very aircraft defy the law of gravity. The law of gravity that say what goes up must come down. When plane goes up, it doesn't come down except you want to come down. My brother, think again. It's an aircraft, so it's not evil. But our own is witchcraft. It's evil. Have you heard about teleporting? Have you heard about ancestral travels? There are a lot of things in this world. But it is being criminalized by many. It is being opposed by others. It is being challenged by others. And this heritage is in the hand of those who know nothing about it. And the most unfortunate thing is when irresponsible people wield this power. And so forcing unity on you begin to desecrate your land. That is where area I am paying attention to before I give you my final advice. My mother comes from Umunede and my father comes from another community. As I was growing up as a child, I noticed my mother don't eat cocoyam. Roasted cocoyam. My father loves it. And I love it. And so anytime my father wants cocoyam, We have a special plate for it. My mother will always say, you and your father will not kill me. Oh. This plate, don't put it in my kitchen. Oh. Do what you are doing, leave it outside there. I'll take care of it. And one day I asked my mother, I said, why? She said they forbid it. They don't eat cocoyam. I don't know if we saw Munede people. They don't eat cocoyam. You know, hear their name, Mwede, Munede. But let's not divulge into that. But my mother told me that her family, they don't eat cocoyam. If they try it, they will have that gutter, that swelling on their throat. She has suffered it. And for instance now, I want to claim their culture. Or I begin to say it's evil. There is a reason why they don't eat cocoyam. You can't live with them and eat cocoyam. Some people don't eat rabbit. They will tell you the reason they don't eat rabbit. There are a lot of things they don't eat. And if you do not preserve your culture and you mix with these people, you will be defiled. How can I explain this to you? That Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were presented among other children that were betrayed in Babylon. And they said to them that they will feed them with the king's food. And they said, no, this food of Nebuchadnezzar will defile us. No, my Lord. It was beef, turkey, toro. Think about it. All the wonderful meat of Babylon. But Daniel said, no, your lordship. This is a very healthy food, I agree. But where we come from, we don't eat it, my Lord. Please allow us to eat our own food. At least after the years, let's compare. We are sure you will be healthy, will be fine. And they gave them that privilege. What happened? You don't know that some unholy union you are involving with will destroy you? At the end of the day, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego were outstanding because they allowed themselves to stay in the position where they belong to. Because if a tree must survive, you must plant it on the air. If you plant a tree on the earth, it will survive. If you want fish to survive, you must plant it in the water. Allow them to stay in their natural boundary. And that is how life is. You cannot take a tree and put it inside the ocean and take it to survive. You think you take the fish and throw it in the desert, it will survive. We need to remain in our natural boundary. And so if everybody in Nigeria is respecting each other's boundary, there are a lot of defilement and desecration that has taken place that would not have happened. And the more you desecrate your culture, your value system, your heritage, your tradition, the more you become useless. You will not exist anymore. And so, fellow Nigerians, to bring this very broadcast to an end, I'm still calling on Agbo people, Bende people, Midwestern region, people of the South. We need to congregate around ourselves. We need to begin to address a lot of issues that understand us. Igbo unification will desecrate your land. Because there are things some of them eat, we don't eat. Nnamdi Kanu and his men eat human being. You heard him say it several times. Anything we see in the bush is a bushman. Of course, I shouldn't be telling you, you have seen them eating human being. We don't eat human being. That is defilement. That is desecration of our land. In fact, we don't kill our people. In here, it does happen in few instances, but those people will regret it dearly. I can't understand. In fact, if you see dead body along the street for Agbo, if you know the consultation that will take place, I think since I was born, it's not up to 5 times I see dead body on the street. And these dead body were there because of our big gutter. In those days, the gutter used to carry people during rainfall by mistake and land them in the river. But you see all those ones you come out, dead body littered everywhere. We don't tolerate it. We don't spill blood. And if we try it, there is a consequence. But maybe in your community, when you are hungry, you will eat them. You want to desecrate me? And so when they say, oh, we are uniting, there is a power that shapes your way. Igbo unity will destroy it for you people. Let them, everybody become who they are. When Nigeria is mature enough to unite, they know what to do. That is why when they are killing Idoma, you don't know it's Idoma. You say, oh, they are killing Hausa. A lot of community would have been extincted by now because we don't even know they exist. Because they choose to live on the shadow of other people. There are a lot of wars we are fighting. We will face them one after the other. But at this moment, you are paying attention on those people who are embarking on cultural genocide. We are who we are. And then ask yourself a question. When has it become the order of the day that Igbo people must spend money? These Igbo Biafra people must spend money to tell you that you are Igbo. You must be Igbo. You are Igbo. All of you are Igbo. Paying people to say you are Igbo. My brother, if you are not Igbo, you are not Igbo. Look at South Africa, for instance. Those Igbo people in South Africa, in the early 80s, they can't come out in the daytime. You were exposed to sun, they have skin cancer. Today, they have adopted. It's not as hard as it used to be for them. And if not for the awakening of South Africa, and by now, if at that beginning, this Oyibo could stay under the sun, there will be no black person in South Africa again. All these South African people would have been dead. But the weak point was that they can't operate in the daytime. In those early 80s, now they have adapted. If South Africa has not woken under the movement of people like Nelson Mandela and Julius Malema, you will see what will happen to them. The whites of South Africa were strangers. And if I don't want to be disrespectful or to be truthful, these are children of the invaders, children of the terrorists. They gave birth to them, keep them there. Now they control the people's life. Despite the great difference between them in terms of skin color. And then the people that are familiar with you, you know that they may be Noila and you are Cockerel. Or maybe they are broiler and you are native fowl. Everybody respect yourself. There was a time I put my beds together. I put turkey, crossbreed turkey, foreign turkey, then our local turkey. I combined them all the beds together in one store. In less than 1 week, sickness broke out. They were all sick for like almost 1 month. And I went to talk to the vet. I said, I don't know what is happening. All this drug I have been buying, it's not working. And the person said, okay, how is your pen? The place you keep your animal, how did you do it? I said, they all sleep in the same place. He said, no. He said, there is a virus, a disease in the body of the turkey that if it goes to the birds, the fowl, the chicken, they don't survive it. But he said, but it's not dangerous to the turkey. He said, separate them. That was when I know the secret. And so, but they are all birds. Yes, we are all Nigeria. We are all black people. Do you know my body component? Are we the same genotype? Do we share the same blood group? Even in blood group, don't you know nobody can denote O positive to O positive except you are O positive? Why don't we respect this natural boundary? When you want to get married, they will advise you to check your genotype. Both of you are handsome, both of you are beautiful, both of you are human beings, both of you love yourself, both of you will even decide to die just to be together. But they will advise you and say, my dear, I know you love this girl. I know you love this man. But you see your genotype, it can't work. Does it mean you are enemy? How about say we are not Igbo? Must you pay people to say we are Igbo? They cry when all of our be Igbo children, where them born for our place, where they want to force this unity. They cry when I go cry and I never even ready for it. I want to believe all this explanation you may have been able to perceive the mindset behind my culture. And so there are a lot of works to be done in protecting our culture, our tradition, our heritage, and our value system. We're trying to build a platform that will encompass all Nigeria. But most especially, charity will begin at home. If we are from South, the call is out there already. The journey has already begun. Because somewhere along the line, everybody must know the truth about who they are. And nobody comes on radio or any social media platform and say, you're Igbo, because you're Igbo, Ikerema is not Igbo, because the leader of Igbo is Aboma. Go to the ants. Go to the ant hill. In the colony of the ant hill, there are different shapes, 4 different types, assigned with different duty. They have the queen, they have the king, they have the guard, they have the cook. But they look differently, but they coexist. Everybody minding his duty post. Igbo people may have been blessed with technology. Yoruba people may have been blessed with administration. Hausa people may have been blessed with agriculture. And then we are blessed with something else. Why don't you respect that? But you come and steal our own and add it to your own. That is why Igbo man will wear my cloth and tell me that it's Igbo cloth. That is why Igbo man will not respect the fact that our names sound alike, does not spell alike, and may not mean the same thing. He will say you answer Igbo name. Make una take time. Oh. For now, where they let una go end up like marrying the wrong genotype. The end result is Abiku, sickle cell anemia. We give birth to children that will suffer, narrowly escape death, or they die in their prime, over and over again. You can call them Abiku, you can call them Obanje, but know that it is your ignorance without knowing your blood, your genotype, that is the problem. And so if you don't know your blood, your genotype, you don't know where you come from, don't worry, be shouting, you are Igbo, you are Igbo, you are Igbo. You will give birth to sickle cell anemia children, and you will cry for the rest of the day. But our concern is that your children will suffer for nothing. Try and look at somebody that is having sickle cell anemia, and you will see the pain they go through. I'll go to the comment section now, receive some insult, and then we'll call it a day. Yes, who do I have here? I see different Blackie. Good morning from here. Good morning from here. I greet you. Good morning from here. Good morning. I see Matthias. He said George Onyibe. Let me see what he said. George Onyibe, full of wisdom. Well done, sir. I greet you, Matthias. I see DK. We stand with you. Thank for word of wisdom. I thank all of you, Samuel. And of course, we just want everybody to be safe. What our ancestors labored for, nobody will drag it on the mud. And we must know what belongs to us. If we are fish, let us swim like fish. We won't complain, because that was not our decision in the first place. If we are tree, allow us to be on the earth. But don't tell us otherwise, because you want to drown us. When you are not Igbo, they say you are Igbo. It is like when they are telling monkey that, oh, you don't climb tree, you can swim. They want to kill the monkey. When they are telling the fish, don't you know you can use your fin to walk? My dear, you are a fish. Don't follow them. That's exactly what they are doing, trying to manipulate the next generation of our people. Do have a nice day. We put our eyes on them. Our target is to see that we, the minority, are not destroyed by anybody. We, the minority, life cannot be exchanged by anybody. Have a nice day.